Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, friends, to Tidy Up Tuesday. All right, did I catch your attention? I hope I caught your attention with that. What did I buy? I even have it covered up back there. See, no sneak peeks. I am so excited to share with you my favorite, one of my absolute favorite. Like, I can't believe how much I love this new organizer. So, welcome, my tidy uppers. Who's ready to find out? I see Chantal is here from Canada. Bonjour. Gina, Virginia, Linda, Diane is here. Julie, Angela. Woohoo! So good to see all of you. Let's see, who did I miss? Mary's here. Suzanne, Susan, Shirley, Joanne, Lorna, Karen, Belinda. Woo! All right, Dana's here. Carolyn, Mavis. Welcome to Tidy Up. So, are you guys ready? I have a favorite new organizer that I'm going to share with you, and it's right back here. So I had to do a little prep. That was also kind of one reason why last week I didn't have anything. Audrey came home. She was moving home from school, but then I also was working on this project. So if you can see, there was a lot that had to kind of go on, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. But if you are new here and want to find me, these are all the places you can find me. So when I talk about organization, it is a passion for me. I love to be organized because I feel like an organized space just kind of helps my creativity come out. Because if I get frustrated trying to find the thing that I think I have, and it's not like I have to spend time finding it, it kind of zaps my creative mojo, wouldn't you say? Does that happen to you? It kind of does for me. And so when I find things that make my space better, funner, easier to find things, I love sharing that with you. So, Chantal's like, I fear I'm going to have a new buying list. So, Diane, you're going to have to wait and see. All right. Welcome everyone who's just hopping in. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. I'm so excited to tell you I used the take a picture of a month and change the date to put as a marker for that month. Oh, yeah, my monthly markers, the monthly markers and the yearly markers. Yeah, yeah. So, I'm so glad. Okay. Hello. I'm excited. All right, you guys, are you ready? So as you know, I'm going to kind of spin it. I'm going to come back over here. As you know, for a while, Diane, you sneaky girl, you know that I've had a lot of these organizers up on my wall, right? Sorry, this light is kind of in the way. Let me see if I can move that. And I have loved these organizers for my creative memories punches. And so, yes, I decided to take a splurge, make an investment in some Stampin' Storage new organizers. And you guys, I'm so in love with them. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to move the board out of the way so you can see my new organizers. Woohoo! Yes. And you guys, it started a thing. Okay, so I need to move my stamp card. Okay, you guys know that's my stamp card, so I'm just going to scooch that over there. So it started a thing. So I want to tell you a little bit about my process, but I'm going to move out of the way so you guys can see. Let me see there. Yes. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3. New organizers. So yeah, that one's a little empty. Okay. Diane's like, I knew it. Drum roll. All right. So here's what I want to tell you about these organizers. Now, hands up, or like, give me a thumbs up. Who has already also taken the plunge and jumped into these? I had to get my hands on them myself because I really, really wanted to know about, the functionality. Is this something that's going to work? Am I going to like it? And I needed a little time to have them come in and then test them and say, so I can give my honest feedback to you guys. And then the other thing I want to mention is, yeah, they won't be empty long. The other thing I want to mention is um, where I put them. Okay, so these are built for the IKEA cabinets, right? So they're built for the Calyx units, which are 14 by 14. These are my Michaels cubes, which are 16 by 16. And the 16 by 16 gave a little, I was like, okay, so how's that going to work? So after I put them together and I did a few things, I also thought, okay, let me kind of give a little tour of the process. So just so you guys can kind of understand a little bit more. And before we jump in, I also just want to say, if you haven't purchased them, guess what? Mother's Day, they're on sale. Okay, so Stamp and Storage is doing a different sale this time. And for Mother's Day, they're just giving you money off certain size orders. So, ta-da! If you are interested, I would love for you to shop with my Stamp and Storage link. I have that in the video description on YouTube. I'm hoping to get that up on Facebook. But this is like, I've never seen a sale like this before. Sometimes it was free shipping. I got mine when they had the free shipping. But this is great because if you want to order a couple of them, you can get $25 off and, just the whole thing. So just so you know, it's on sale, which is another reason it's perfect to talk about it today, right? Okay. So, yeah, these are the Stamp and Storage carousel organizers. So they have at the current moment, I guess you would actually say 4 different carousels. Actually more, 5. So they have this one I took pictures of as I was putting it together. And this one is the punch carousel. So you can kind of see by the picture in the back how it looks as you're putting it together. And then the one in the front is the finished product. And so I thought what might be kind of fun would be I think this is the right screen. Let me see if I got the right one. Yeah, hello, it's me again. Is to kind of show you a little bit about how they come and kind of the level that it takes to put it together. So I decided to go ahead and film this. So this is how the 3 organizers came. Flat, wrapped in shrink wrap, just like this, and an instruction sheet. Now, this is a 15-minute video, but I'm going to kind of speed things up and kind of just give you highlights of what it is. So when you open it, you get like this stack of little tiny divider strips, and then you get the 2 bases, and then the inserts, the circle inserts. And so I'm going to speed this up. These are the circle inserts. Okay. So if you haven't put one together, it's not that complicated. And it gives you it tells you, go ahead, put these circle things, hang them on one of those divider strips. And that really does work. So you just kind of grab it, hang those on there. It's pretty easy. And once you get them all spaced out in those little slots, then you put the other slot in, the opposite side. And then once that opposite slot is in, you can just stand it up just like that. So you put that in, stand it up, and then you're going to add in the other slots just like this. Okay. So it doesn't require, yeah, they don't come in white. You would have to paint them, Cindy. Yeah. It does say like they do recommend doing like a spray paint. Yeah. So they, not too bad as far as the assembly process. Like I thought I was going to have my husband help me put it together, but, but I did it all by myself. And yes, Debbie, she said, is saying that they do have an how to put it together on their website also. But I just kind of wanted to do it from a user perspective. Like this is, you know, I just had a small place. It was right here on my craft table. I didn't need, you know, a huge table or anything to put it together. And it was pretty easy. The main thing that I found is the glue. Now, anybody who's put them together, like less is more, right? Because even when you I felt like I wasn't putting a whole lot of glue in there. So you can see I put the glue, it still oozed out. So you should have like a wipe or something handy for when you stick the bottom and the top together, that you can wipe away the excess glue or it will stain your wood, right? So you need to have some kind of like a wet towel, paper towel, and wipe or whatever, because you don't want to leave that residue. Okay. I think, oh, that's a good question. Julie's asking if you could stack them if there's vertical space. Yeah. They're made very well. I think what would be a better idea though, Julie, would be to have some kind of a separator in between, because once the punches are in it, you cannot lift it. They are so heavy. And Karen says they don't recommend it. Okay. Yeah, the punches are really heavy. Now, the ink pad holders, not so much. Like you could fill that thing up and it's still not very heavy. So I did get one of the ink pad holders, and Debbie says she used a wet Q-tip. Worked great. So I'll have to say the Border Maker spinner and the punch spinner. The punch spinner was the easiest because those slots were the biggest, easiest to put together. The ink pad holder, it was a little tricky because the slots were much smaller. So here you can see, I'm just going to kind of finish up this video and then we're going to come back to the overall. So you put the bottom on last, and then you can see there it is in my cubbies. So once I put that in, that kind of started a whole thought process on where's everything going to go and what am I going to do and so forth. Okay, so now you can see there's that same spinner right here, and it's all full. And is it 82 or 84? I can't remember. Boilermaker cartridges. It holds a lot of Boilermakers. So if I had to rank them in order of my absolute favorite, if you have the Creative Memories Boilermaker system and you have Boilermaker cartridges, I highly, highly recommend this, because in such a small, compact space, you can store so much. And again, it's giving me more wall space, because where I had those before on the wall, I could actually possibly repurpose that space now. And I do still have some border. So I've been collecting these for a while. I have the other brands as well that are Memories for Life and Old CM Boilermaker cartridges. So I still have those on the wall in one of my units, but I have a whole unit now that's totally empty. This one is pretty full. I think I filled the whole thing up. I have one slot left. But what I loved was having those so accessible. Like I feel the proximity is going to help me use those more. when I'm ready to, work on my pages. Okay. Um, Judy, when you said I did, does that mean did you stack them? I'm kind of curious. Um, so here's the other thing that I wanted to kind of mention. Since I'm not using them in italics, when I put them in, as you saw, I'm going to give you another photo. I saw there was room, right? And if you know me, you know that I look at that empty space and that bugs me because I feel like I could use that for something, right? Like I don't want empty space because every little bit of a craft room is precious space. And these are from Stamp and Storage, and I have the link in the description of this video, Joyce. So if you're interested, Stamp and Storage, they're having a Mother's Day sale, which is great. So if you're interested in the spinners, you can check the link that's right in my description. Yeah. Oh, good. Welcome, welcome. So, and Jeanette is saying she is the same way. Like, if there is a smidge of space, I want to use it for something. So, what I decided to do, so this is going to apply. If you have a calyx, these fit perfectly in a calyx, like there's no extra space. If you are using the Simply Tidy from Michaels, which is this whole wall right here, and I know some of you kind of did the same investment that I did in this wall, I wanted to use that space. So this is for Simply Tidy folks. What I found is the shelves. So these are the cubes that have the shelves that come in it. These shelves actually, let me grab one. Okay, these are the shelves that come in these cubes. And I thought, these are heavy duty, sturdy shelves. They will support the weight of these units because remember, we were talking, these are really heavy. And then what I thought is like that is a good inch. That is a 16 by 1 inch slot that I had underneath each one of my spinners. So the Stamp and Storage folks give us these little spacers, and I didn't really need these for my punches or for anything. And I've had other storage units as well. So these guys, I had a lot of them. So I asked my handy honey to cut them. So we measured exactly how high I needed them to be right here so that I still had clearance. So you can see, there's still a little bit of clearance, but it gave me this awesome little shelf right here that I could put. It's, of course, it's horizontal storage, but I can go with that. So like I have some Power Simple sleeves in one, underneath one, but it just gave me that little bit of storage space. And now these spinners go all the way to the top of my units. Okay, so we cut these down. We just took and sliced about 3/4 of an inch, but I would say measure. And then again, the shelves that came with the units is what I put my spinners on. Okay, so just a little hack for you if you are using the Simply Tidy. I had them in there originally just with without, and that little extra space. Like I was thinking, oh, I could put stuff on top. But every time I spun it, I thought, oh no, it's going to fall. They're going to fall off the top. So I prefer having the storage on the bottom. Okay, so yeah. How did I organize them in my slots? Yeah. You finally made your BMC. Yeah. So that's the punch storage binder, inventory binder. Okay. So, I kind of didn't, Diana's a good question because for one thing, I'm kind of a visual person. Like I like seeing all the same color together. It looks so pretty, but I have other cartridges that are different colors, like they're turquoise and white and blue and gray. And And I decided not to put them in here just because I love the look of them all the same color. So I do have a backstock that's over there on the wall. Let me see if I can show you. Ta-da! So it's over there, right? But you can see there's the empty one that I mentioned. So you can see there's turquoise and a little bit of backstock. So I'm actually debating whether I'm going to get a second BMC carousel so that I would mix up the colors again, and then I would have them by category. So typically when I organize, it is by category. So it's by, like this row here are all just, what did I call them? Like decorative edges, non-specific, like non-iconic, just layering in layering types. And then like this one, I did a little celebration. So I have cupcakes. You can't really see it, but cupcakes, party hats, the camera chain, music notes, the wine glasses, and then I just put some flip-flops and the footprints down here. So those are kind of by category, because if I'm looking for celebration birthday page, I can go there. And then these are my ocean water ones. So this new starfish chain, the sandcastles, kissing fish, sailboats. You see, so yeah, it's by theme. So typically, like I think of all the Christmas, like I'd put Christmas together. I'd put outdoor vacation, water themes, celebration. And then we do have a really good, oh, and then like, so travel. So I have my film strip, the little cars, um, you know, so you have to kind of the airplanes, and then there's a whole floral section. So leaves and flowers. I put those together. And then this one is hearts and stars because I love my hearts and stars. So that is that's also there. And then I, like I mentioned, I have like several rows that are just decorative. I guess I would put them in a category of just decorative, non-iconic. So that's, yeah, celebration, footprint, yeah, went in summer water, yeah, and that's why they're next to my travel, but I had already filled up my whole column, so they had to go next to it. So oh, Sandy's asking, would the 12-inch trimmer fit in the slot? Let's give it a whirl, Sandy, and see if it would. It might not because of the, it's not very high. I should measure how high that is. Let's see. It's 1.25 inches height that I have under. And remember, because we have to have an itty bit for, I mean, it'll fit, but I think the cartridge holder would have to stick out a little bit. But cutting mats, oh, your cutting mats could fit in here. I've been playing around with ideas of what to put in there. Cutting mats, I was even thinking, I decided, I reach for black and white cardstock quite often. So I put black and white full 12 by 12 sheets in one of them, and I'm going to try that. But I think, for all of us, we have to just try what we reach for the most and have that close by. Okay, so one thing I want to mention too, and then I'll come back and look at your questions. But this is important because I didn't read this. I'm sure it's in the description somewhere, but I didn't read it, and I didn't know until I put it together. But the punch spinner. Okay, this is my first favorite, the border maker, because it holds so many. The punch spinner, it has only two slots that actually hold the border punches. Okay, so these guys, that are bigger with the kind of flaps on the end, there's only 2 slots on the spinner that hold these. The others, so, and the way it was designed, because those, the long parts have to go through to the back. So it's this slot here, and then this one. And then there's one slot here, which is only for standalone pinches, and then two slots here, which are for standalone pinches. So, um, standalone, you could put border pinches here, standalone, and border pinches. So there's 5 towers that you can put your punches in. I originally thought I was going to use the whole thing for border punches because I wanted those closer by, like the Border Maker cartridges and border punches. Then when I was like, oh, these don't fit, I had to kind of rethink. So now the wall is, I do have one row. I decided to use one row of border punches that are ones that I wanted to make sure that I was using quite a bit. And so I added those in, and then the rest I filled up with the standalone punches. So it's a different, kind of, if you, let me put it this way, whatever I feel the best investment for you would be whatever you feel like you want to reach for the most. So I knew like the circle and the square, some of my shapes, I wanted to have those right here handy as well. And then, so then what I invested in over here on this one is the stamp pad spinner. And, um, and I'd probably rank that as my third favorite, but I decided, I thought, so in the stamp pad, there's 2 different sizes. And I got the thin one because I thought that's what I needed the most. But it turns out I had just put my distress inks on the side over here, which I had showed in another tidy up. But rethinking it, I think what I want to do is put these inks that are in that spinner in over here where I have my distress inks, because again, I feel like I'd reach for my distress inks much more, and I'd love to have them in the spinner. And I want to say that spinner for the distress inks holds like 92 of them, a lot. So if you do like your ink and your stamping, you have to look and read which brands of ink the 2 different sizes hold. They don't currently have one that holds the close to my heart. I was hoping this one might work for it, but it doesn't hold the close to my heart inks. So right now I have the Memento in there, but the distress will not fit in that one. You have to buy the one that's just for the distress. So they also have a spinner that's for like little jars and things like that, that it's the same size. So the thing I do like is that they are all the same height. So each carousel is designed that it takes up the same amount of space. So it's not like the punch holders where one was a little deeper and taller, depending on which one you bought for which kind of punches. So I do like that they're all the same size. Is just how the insides are manufactured to hold whatever it is that's going in it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. So one other little thing that I wanted to mention in the process, so my stamp part's kind of in the way. In the process, as you remember, my paper used to be behind me, but I'm really, really loving having some tools right here, super easy to reach for as well. And so my paper all had to move down. And so you'll also notice that, and I absolutely love this as well. I had my binders. These are the binders from Creative Memories. They were all the way down there at the end. And so every time I wanted to go, oh, do I need a title? I had to get up, walk down, go get it, and then bring it back. I really love having my binders right here. Super easy to grab as well. So if I need a laser title, I can just grab my binder and put it on my workspace, and then get what I need. And then it goes right back here and super easy to put it away quickly. So I had to do a little rethinking and organizing. Now all my paper is down a little bit more, and I still have spring, summer, fall, winter, and then it goes into themes like travel and vacation, kids, Christmas, so on, like that. So hope that makes sense. Woo! All right. So let's see. Michelle says she got hers. Let me check in with the comments. Don't know about the different slits on the, didn't know about the different slits. Yes. Love the BMC. Yes, same here. So yeah, I wanted to kind of just share. I didn't read that about the punches either. I thought it would have held all the, whichever punch you wanted, it would fit in there. And some are a little tighter. I'll just say in here that I noticed, like the taller ones, you might have to move it. Like if it doesn't fit really well in this slot, you might have to find a different slot. So the variance, I think, because of the weight of these, changes a little bit. And if you've noticed, our punches also have different heights. Like the trails head sign, look at how skinny that one is versus here's the rainbow punch. It's much taller. So you might have to play a little bit with where you put them on your spinner. At least that's kind of what I found. But like I mentioned, pretty easy to put together. I didn't have to. I did it on my own. I was pretty proud. Watch out for the glue. Don't put too much glue, and have something ready to wipe up the extra. And then the ink pad holder, my recommendation, if you got that, you actually need a second pair of hands, because you kind of need somebody holding those edges of the slits, those long slits like this. You need someone holding that while another person can help secure the other dividers in there. So, and the spacing on the ink pad holders is much narrower than on these two. So it's just trickier to get them all in there, which was my view when I was putting it all together. Okay. So, Diane said if she got any of them, she would get the BMC. Yeah. The wall unit is more functional for the border punches. And I would agree, Diane. Like, if I had to do it again, I had to try them all. But if you want to learn from me, I think what I would love would be to have 2 BMC spinners. And because I love my ink, if I had to, start over again, I would do 2 BMC spinners. So that way I could have all my cartridges just by category. And then I would do a distress ink holder just because I love the distress ink. And if you are a distress ink lover, I think that's an awesome way to store. You could have every single color in that spinner. So those are kind of my takeaways. And the wall units, I do love seeing all the edges of the border punches for those. But I'm still happy. And, luckily I had this space where I could move things around and try something new. And, I hate to say, I go, oh, this is so great. And I love it. I'm trying something new. But then I know some people are like, Lauren, I just got it, figured out from the way you had it last time. But that's just about the way organization works, right? If a new product comes out, when I saw that spinner, I was like, I gotta have that. I gotta try it, because to have so many in such a small space, I think that was the key for me. So yeah, I agree. Okay, so Joy says she used her label and put a letter on each one. Ooh, I have to read that. What happened? I have mine organized, has 3 types: knockout, edges, punch, and chain. So, okay, so Joyce does her per organization by the type of border maker it is, which is another great organizational strategy. So yeah. And Julie says she has more border punches than single punches. So the ratio the punch carousel holds is a bummer. I know. And I really wanted to point that out because it was kind of a, oh, surprise for me when I finally put it together. Yeah, with these carousels and the regular shelves, Heather, I feel ya because I got mine up on the wall too. I know. I think it was. I wish I had known. Also, I wish I had as well. So, yeah, but there might be a friend or someone who might be interested in buying them off of you. So think big picture and think what's going to help you in the long run. And, they are very heavy units. So you do need a space that for the punches for sure. So you need a place where you can put them that's going to be able to hold the weight. But as I mentioned, since these are the shelves that come with the Simply Tidy units, there's no bowing or bending at all, even with my Border Maker cartridges completely filled up in there. So those are my new favorites. So stay tuned because I don't know, I just may have to take advantage of that Mother's Day sale. And you might see a few more things switch out. So I don't know. Because I think what for me is something to think about is if I was able to take both of my Border Maker units off my wall over there, right? And then I could think, well, what could I use that space for? Trying to get it over there. There. What could I use that space for that might be beneficial, right? So now that they have carousels, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for us. But I do want to just kind of give you a nod to the Stampin' Storage. They have a lot of other organizers as well, a lot that fit in the Calyx units, a lot for other crafts. But when they kind of came out with this, I thought that was genius. So I wanted to share it with you today and see what you guys thought. Any other questions? Did I miss any? I hope I didn't miss any questions. Let me see. I just search. Oh, okay. Karen wants to know, can I compare the CM binder versus the one you have on the Amazon site? Yes. Label their BMC with the label. Okay. And Diane, okay, you got that question. So the CM binder, I love the CM binders. So which is the one I just did? Oh, I just did a tidy up where we talked about the stickers, right? And this was my latest redo, another redo, which was putting my stickers in the, these are called the fill and file storage. No, what is this called? What kind of binder is this called? Okay, guys, help me out. The zipper binder from Creative Memories. These guys are big. So they are almost 16 tall because remember these cubes are 16 by 16 and they go from the bottom to almost, look, I have a finger's width that I can get in there. So I would say they were probably about 15.5 inches tall and I'd say at least 14 inches wide. These are big. Let me grab one of the binders that I talk about on my website. Okay, so this is my punch inventory binder. So this is a regular notebook. So this is the one I talked about at the summit. And also I should mention, if you saw my video and you liked that and you like this insert, it's available on my website at craftssomejoy.com under exclusive downloads, and it's a free download. You can download this, and you can also download the insert in the front. Okay, so this is my punch inventory binder, which has all the different punches that I have in my craft room. And let me see if I can hold them both up at the same time. So you can see they're quite, see if I can stand it. This one goes up. There we go. And over. Ta-da! There. Much bigger. So this is a standard letter size notebook. And then these guys will actually hold 12 by 12. They will hold the fill and file sleeves, of course. So yeah, I've just been kind of adding different things in. Like, so here's a couple fill and file sleeves. And they will also hold the 12 by 12 scrapbook pockets, which is how I was starting to put in my vellum quotes. And that's also how I have my laser cut titles in a different binder. Okay, great question. Thank you for those. Let me just check in. There's a zipper one in my Amazon favorites. Is there? Okay, I don't remember putting a zipper in my Amazon. Where did you put what was in the cubbies? Okay, sort and stash. Thank you, Carolyn. I don't know why sometimes it just doesn't click. Yes. Oh, good. So Joyce is like, I think I'm figuring out what I'm going to get for Mother's Day. So the sort and stash, right? Sort and stash goes with the fill and file. There is a zipper. I'm not sure. Oh, the zipper. I know which the zipper one. The zipper is what I have. It's enormous. And that is what I have my negatives in. And that one, I don't know that I would use that for getting in and out of. Yeah. This is the Amazon Basics. This is where I keep my negatives and my film because I wanted them in cases that were easy to grab since we live in a high fire zone. And I don't have them all digitized yet. This is what I keep those in. Okay. So yeah, these are ridiculous big. You can see how much bigger they are to a normal notebook. Okay, good question. This would not fit 12 by 12 though. This is 8.5 by 11. Okay. That's it. That's the one. All right, Karen. Good. Yeah. So different things for different, different products for different uses. And in case you're wondering, yeah, there's also an old CM binder with the zipper. And those pockets fit in the new version. I believe we've answered that question. I don't have any of those old pockets, but I'm pretty sure because I want to say the sort and stash is bigger possibly than the old binder from CM. I'm thinking. And Mary says, I don't see the binder insert for your punches. I do see the title page. It's the same download. They're together, Mary. These two are there. It's the same download. You get this and you get this. So this gives you an idea of categories, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter, hearts, stars celebrate, general borders, and general shapes. Those are kind of really broad categories, but that's what works for me. I call them general. General borders, general shapes. So yeah, you just need one download, Mary, and you get both of those files in one. And they're on my website, craftsomjoy.com, and I'll show you there. Let me do a screen share really quick here. And show you. So here we go. Right here on my website, you just go to Shop, Exclusive Downloads. And if you hover over it, you can see it's both the inventory binder and the insert. So you get both of those in the downloads. And then I also have my other downloads available here. Some are free, some are for purchase. And then my shop, my retired product shop, is the Scrap Some Joy shop. So if you are interested in finding any Creative Memories products and my exclusive Craft Some Joy products, so I do have exclusives there under the exclusives tab, you can come to the shop. And this is where I've been gathering things that are just unique to myself and the Craft Some Joy community, which includes the photo folders, a lot of layering shapes, and I'm finding and sourcing some favorite dies that I tend to use over and over again, as well as, you know, my favorite labeling pens and those kind of things. So if you're looking for some exclusives that you'll only be able to find with me, you can always shop in my shop and then just hit the exclusives tab on the left-hand side. Okay, and then if you also would like to find out more about my Amazon, the things like the notebooks we were just talking about, those are Shop My Favorite Things on Amazon. Here is the paper that I love, and actually here's the Stampin' Storage. So if you go right here, just click on the green button, then that would help me out so much because you're using my affiliate link to shop at Stampin' Storage, and you can kind of see some of the products that they have. You can click with the green button there, and then it also has a lot of photos. But if you want to go straight to my Amazon shop, it's the pink button, shop on Amazon, and then you can have the 3 different categories. And this is where I keep my running tally of favorites that I use in my craft room. So when we were talking about this Basics 3-ring zipper, that's the one I use for my negative storage with these files and pockets and things that I keep my negatives in. Phew! A lot to take in. So yeah, do you have note paper and pencil to kind of figure out what is going to be on your Mother's Day list and see what maybe will help you out the most, if it is craft related, if it is scrapbooking related or organizational related, you know, but chocolate and flowers always work for us as well, right? I hope you all have a really good Mother's Day coming up this weekend. So no, Kathleen, the password, I did a special shopping time just for my customers on Saturday. It was just a limited shopping time for them. I had kind of acquired some retired products that I wanted to give them first dibs at. But the password's off, so it's open shopping. Okay. You are welcome, Mary. Actually, I just checked and I do have some new sleeves in the old binders. Thank you, Julie. Awesome. Wish I could bring you on camera and you could show it. So she has the old CM binder sleeves in the new binder and they fit. Thank you for checking on that. That's perfect. And oh, thank you, Belinda. If you did enjoy this video, yes, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up. That means a lot for someone like myself who creates this content for you. So I appreciate that so much. Okay. Yes. And Carolyn is reminding us, so this Friday is a Friday night scrapbooking, and I am going to share, I've been having this idea that I kind of want to go back to a tips and tricks series. And like, what are some of, those were some really popular videos. And I find that for myself, it's so much easier to talk about these things live in a live stream than to actually film, edit, create, you know, those types of videos. But some of my popular ones were tips and tricks. So I am going to kind of start picking categories that I think will be fun to talk about in the world of scrapbooking. The first one is one of my absolute favorites, which is vellum. So I have some tips and tricks for you on how to use vellum in your layouts. I'm also going to kind of, you know, think of other projects. And if you have some ideas for me, please let me know. So if you have your favorite vellum tricks, bring them to Friday night scrapbooking and we'll talk about them on Friday. And that will be fun. And then on Saturday is the pop crop, and Sunday is Mother's Day. So we have got a packed week. All right. So thank you everyone for joining in the fun today. Hope if you have any questions about the carousels, the more I use them, the more, I'll kind of report back. But as I mentioned, this one right here, definitely, that one's my favorite. Okay. Yes. Let's see. CM offered gift card shopping for me would be easier. So true, right, Julie? All right. Old binders to use. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, you guys. And please continue the discussion. Leave those comments, ask those questions, help each other out, because this is such an amazing community and I appreciate all that you do. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. We'll see you again soon on Friday night scrapbooking. Bye for now.